Alright, what's up guys? Today I have a new video for you guys about a laptop. This is a Dell Latitude E6320. Not mine. I didn't get a new laptop. I don't need any more laptops. As you can see, I have a ton. So, and there's one, you know, there, down there, and yeah, I have more elsewhere, but yeah. Anyway, this is a Dell Latitude E6320 laptop, and I'm just going to go ahead and do a basic overview of it. This is my mom's computer. She just upgraded, well, her work just upgraded her from an E4300 to this E6320, so that's kind of cool. It's a lot more powerful than her last model, and yeah. Closest thing I have to this is the 6400, but that's closer to the 4300 since they came out around the same time. But anyway, this is one of the newer Latitudes. As you can see, this one's not brand new. As I already said, as you can see, it's got a dent there, a scratch there, and you know, it's not completely new. She said she got this off one of the administrators that left, so they gave this to her. It's only a few months old, so yeah. But yeah, just gonna go ahead and do an overview, like I've said for the 300th time. I think that's a little better in terms of lighting. So yeah, of course, it's got a metal brushed finish on the outside with this plastic above the top here. I think this is for, well, you know, I can turn the light back on. It's better because there's more light. I think this is for the Wi-Fi, you know, antenna to seep through, since it doesn't go through metal very well. So I think that might be the point of this design. We got, you know, power button, battery light here. That's kind of cool. My E6400 has that too, so you can see lights on the exterior of the laptop. The front, there's nothing. There's not even a latch. It's just you know, pull it out. Oh, and there's a SD card reader. I believe it's either 3 or 5 in one. And we got a couple front firing speakers, but other than that, it's pretty darn simple on the front. On the left side, we have a VGA port, a 3.5mm headphone jack. We have the you know, cooling vent for the processor fan. We have a smart card reader, and below that we have hard drive bay / caddy. This thing has a 256GB Samsung PM800 SSD. Over here on the right side, we just have a eSATA USB combo port, one USB 2, and then we have a, above the DVD-RW optical drive there, we have a Wi-Fi catcher and an express card reader. So it's kind of cool. On the back of the laptop, we have an Ethernet, a micro HDMI, I believe. It might be mini, who knows. I think that's mini HDMI, to be honest. But and then we have our, I believe, 6 or 9 cell battery. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah. Over there we have a Kensington lock port, and then we have the power, which is kind of weirdly placed. It's on the kind of, I don't know what you call this, beveled, I guess, edge here, so power is kind of sticking out at an angle. And like I said, well, like you probably might have already noticed, that the edges are kind of rounded off, I guess you could say. So it's an interesting design. I'm not crazy about it, but I don't hate it either. So let's go ahead and open it up, and then we shall, oh, I need 2 hands for this, excuse me. Sorry, these laptops just keep getting lighter, and they're now impossible to open with one hand, which, you know, it's kind of annoying. Alright, so here's the interior of the computer. We have a 13-inch 1366 by 768 HD display. I think it's LED backlit, I'm not entirely sure. It might just be CCFL. A Dell logo below that. And then we have our keyboard and mouse. The palm rest and surrounding area is rubberized, so it's got a nice rubberized texture to it. I think that's kind of cool. And then over here we just have a brushed, I think it's aluminum, maybe magnesium, just like, you know, accent up here, Latitude. We have our very nicely sized touchpad. It's a lot bigger than the one on the E6400, E4300, and etc., etc. So it's a lot nicer. 2 clicky buttons. Up here we have our track point, which of course moves the mouse. We have 3 buttons right here. Here's a middle click. I think this is for scrolling. We have our, I think, full-sized keyboard. It might not be full-size. It probably isn't, but since this is a 13-inch, but yeah, you can see that there. It's not that bad to type on. It's not that great either, but I mean, it's a keyboard, in other words. It's not amazing, it's not terrible, you know. To the left of the keyboard, we just have the hard drive, battery, and Wi-Fi access indicators. Over here we have volume controls, you know, up, down, mute. And yeah, up here we have a webcam. I think it might be 1.0 or 1.3 megapixels, I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, as you can see, it's running Windows XP. Oh, by the way, the specs. It's got a Core i5-2520M with 4 gigabytes of RAM, and like I said, that Samsung SSD. Just look, designed for Windows 7. We're running Windows XP Professional on this thing. You know why? Because my mom's work is really behind the times. I was notified though that they are going to get Windows 7 by the end of this year, so I guess that's not that bad. But seriously, XP has no trim support. It's not optimized for SSDs at all, and it's just a waste of good hardware in my opinion. You can only see 3.2 gigs of RAM because, you know, they didn't load XP64. This is actually just a system image back from 2011 that they put on here. So, you know, I guess that's one way of doing it. But really, it's a waste of hardware. I'm not going to show you the system properties or really anything in the software because it's kind of confidential. As you can see, as you may have noticed, the fonts are large because my mom wanted it that way. But yeah, that's just basically a quick overview of the Dell Latitude E6320. I hope this video, you know, was useful to someone. If not, oh well, I don't care. I got bored, decided to make a video. So, yeah, thanks for watching.